Going to my dear students, today I explain the topic stability of dams for the subject strength of materials 2, second BTech second semester, unit 4, lecture 28. Last class you have to discuss the rectangular dam and trapezoidal dam for calculating the stresses, analyzing the derivation parts, okay, derivation equation parts, okay. Now, today I explain for stability of dams for masonry dams. Today I explain. That means go to next slide. I will explain stability of dams. Stability of a dam. Now, a dam should be stable under all conditions, but the dam may fail. Okay, this under all condition you have to satisfy that the dam is stable. That means resist the all loads understand under the all condition you have to satisfy the dam will be stable. That means strong. Okay, but the dam may fail. See the failures of the dam by sliding on the soil on which it rests, by overturning due to tensile stresses developed and due to excessive compressive stresses. Okay, the four types of failures. Now, first one by sliding on the soil on which it rests, by overturning due to tensile stresses, and fourth one due to excessive compressive stresses. Now, discuss the four topics of failure of the dams. So now we have to, for first condition, you have to take care. Condition to prevent the sliding of dam. How to preventing sliding of the dam. Now see the diagram shown figure 10.13. Now see the diagram. This is the diagram shown in figure. Small h water level of the dam and overall height of capital H overall height of the dam. Okay. Uh, G center of gravity and C W weight density or sorry weight of masonry of the dam. Okay, now resultant force. Okay, horizontal force have to acting capital F and frictional force. Now this diagram shown in figure a dam of trapezoidal section you have to given of a height overall height capital H and having water up to a depth of a small h. The forces acting on the dam are the first condition you have to force due to water pressure and capital F acting horizontally at a height of h by 3 above the base. See the first condition, see the diagram. The horizontal force acting some to the base the height of h by 3. Okay, that is the first point. Now second one, weight of the dam W capital W acting vertically downwards through the center of gravity of the dam. The resultant capital R of the forces capital F and capital W is passing through the point capital M. The dam will be an equilibrium. In equilibrium, force capital R equal to capital R is applied at the point capital M in the opposite direction of capital R. Here, capital R is the capital R is the reaction of the dam. The reaction capital R can be resolved into two components. See the two components. You have see the diagram capital W and capital R and capital M. See the diagram for equilibrium forces. Now this is the W and capital R resultant force and capital M movement. The two components of capital R will be equal to the components W capital W, whereas the horizontal component will be equal to frictional force. Now see the frictional force at a base of the dam. Now frictional force equal mu into W. Okay, now mu equal to coefficient of friction between the base of the dam and the soil. Okay, Now then maximum force of friction is given by that is F maximum equal to mu into W. Okay. If the force of friction, that is F maximum, is more than the force due to water pressure, is more than the force due to water pressure, that is capital F, the dam will be safe against sliding. Okay, safe against sliding. Okay, that is the main concept. For F maximum is more than the force due to water pressure. That means uh, F maximum is more than the, that means F maximum greater than water pressure. That means capital F. Okay, that consideration for preventing the sliding. Okay, this condition you have to satisfy, preventing the sliding. Now, uh, this weight of the, or another one is the dam will be in the equilibrium force capital R equal to capital R is applied at the point capital M in the opposite direction of capital R. Here, capital R is the reaction of the dam. The C, the condition you have to follow for preventing the sliding of the trapezoidal dam, masonry dam. Now, second condition to prevent the overturning, condition to prevent the overturning of the dam. So this is the second condition. Now, if the resultant capital of the weight capital W of the dam and the horizontal capital F due to water pressure, if the resultant capital of the weight of W of the dam and the horizontal capital F, horizontal force capital F due to water pressure, strike that base within its width, that is the point capital M lies within the base of capital AB of figure 10.13. You have to see the condition overturning. There will be no overturning of the dam. This is proved. I have to write for theoretically. Now, if I will read the overturning, prevent of the overturning of the dam. If the resultant Kepler, see the resultant diagram for Kepler of the weight capital W of the dam, weight of the dam, and the horizontal force capital F due to water pressure strikes the base within its width. See the width of the dam. The point capital M, see the capital M lies within the base capital AB. Okay, you have to lies in the see the diagram for AB. This is the baseline lies in capital M. Okay, as shown in this figure within the base AB. Okay, as shown figure, there will be no overturning of the dam. Okay, M lies within the base of AB. There will be no overturning of the dam. Okay, that is the condition. Okay, you have to prevent the overturning of the dam. Okay, that means strike the base within its width. The point capital M lies within the base capital AB. This condition you have to satisfy. Now, this that condition you have to satisfy. Now proved in this condition, you have to take this diagram, taking the moment capital M and the moment due to horizontal force capital F. This is the moment for force acting on the dam. Water pressure. I have to movement. I have to take in about point capital M. This is the capital M. That equal to F into H by 3. Movement force into distance. Now F into H by 3 for this horizontal force. Now movement due to weight W about point capital M. Okay, this is the capital M. This is weight of dam. Now W into distance small x. W to M, the distance x. W into x. This is the equation 2. Now the two equations. The moment due to horizontal force capital F tends to overturning the dam about the point capital B. About the point capital B, whereas the moment due to weight W tends to restore the dam. Okay. If the moment due to weight W is more than the movement due to force, okay, there will be no overturning of the dam. That is the main reason and main concept. You have to prevent the overturning of the dam. Okay. Uh, Again, the condition you have to, again, I will read the condition. If the movement due to weight of weight W is more than the movement due to force capital F, these are the W greater than capital F, the condition you have to satisfy, there will be no overturning of the dam. For the equilibrium of the dam, the movement, the two movements should be equal. Have to equal. Therefore, F into H by 3 that equal to F W into X. That is the equation 3. I have to say equation 3 F into H by 3 that equal to W into X. Now equation 3. There, since overturning can take place about point uh, capital B, overturning takes place about point capital B, hence restoring moment about the point B, that equal to W into NB. W NB now N into B into the distance, that is and W is the weight of the dam, W into NB. That now, but overturning moment due to force capital F and about B, you know the formula is already equation 3 F into H by 3 into W into X from equation 3. Now there will be no overturning about the point B. If restoring moment about point about capital B is more than the overturning moment about capital B. That is, now see the equation if W into NB less than W into X. Now, yeah, WW have to cancel NB less than X. Now, NB X means N into M. Okay. Now, NB uh, greater than NM. Okay, NB greater than NM. The condition you have to satisfy X equal to NM. This means that there will be no overturning of the dam if point capital M lies between N and B, okay, or between A and B, okay. That is the main concept. That is the main important point. You have prevent the overturning of the dam, okay. Now on the third condition, condition to avoid tension in the masonry of the dam at its base. Okay, the masonry of the dam is weak in tension, and hence the tension in the masonry of the dam should be avoided. Should be avoided. The maximum and minimum stresses across the base of the dam are given by equations 10.10 and 10.11. The maximum stress is always compressive, but the minimum stress given by equation 10.11 will be tensile if the term 1 minus 6 into E by B is negative. In the limiting case, there will be no tensile stress at the base of the dam. Okay, you see the 10.10 and 10.11, the equations already calculated in trapezoidal masonry of dams and rectangular type of dams. See, yeah, we'll see the equations 10.10 and 10.11. See see the equation 10.10 and 10.11. The total stress across the base of the dam at a point capital B, that is the maximum stress, that is a positive, that is the compressive stress. This is another one across the capital B at A. This is a tensile stress, sigma minimum is tensile stress, W by B 1 minus 6E into B. Now the equation 10.11. Okay, the two equations have to following conditions have to satisfy in this condition. C, tensile stresses have to taken into minimum stresses. Okay, 1 minus 6 into E into 1 minus 6 into E by B greater than equal to 0 have to taken B minus 6 into E greater than equal to 0. Now 6 into E and less than or equal to B, say the B greater than or equal to 6 into E, E into E greater than or equal to B, the condition you have to satisfy. Now E equal to less than or equal to B by 6. Now the equation 10.15, this is the base of have to E equal to eccentricity, small b equal to base width of dam. Now you have to take in no tensile stress at the base of the dam. You have to take in this equation 1 minus 6e by b greater than equal to 0. Now finally the equation E less than or equal to b by 6 10.15 where E equal to eccentricity and B equal to base width of dam. This means that the eccentricity of the resultant can be equal to b by 6 on either side of the middle point of the base section. Hence, the resultant must lie within the middle third of the base width. That is the main point. The condition you have to satisfy middle third of base width in order to avoid tension. Refer shown figure 10.13. See the diagram. Middle third of base you have to take in to avoid the tensile stress. Okay, now small d, if small d equal to maximum distance between A and the point through which resultant force capital R meets the base, then C capital R meets the base A to R have to take in. Now if the maximum distance between capital A and the point through the which resultant force capital R meets the base. The distance small d have to taken, then E equal to D minus B by 2. But to avoid tension at the base of the dam, maximum value of eccentricity E less than equal to B by 6. Equation 1 and equation 2 have to be equations from both the equations equating D minus B by less than equal to B by 6. Have to E value, have to substitute E equal to D minus B by 2 less than equal to B by 6. Now finally got the less than or equal to 2 third by B. Okay, so that is equation 10.16. Therefore, hence, if the maximum distance between A and the point through which resultant force capital meets the base, that is the distance small d. You have to see the diagram. This is a small d. See the diagram A to M resultant. I had to cut the resultant. That is the distance small d dash. The d star. Okay, small d. Okay. Have to eccentricity equal to d dash minus b by 2. Now finally got the value less than or equal to 2 base base width of the dam. Now uh, is equal to or less than 2/3 of the base width. There will be no tension at the base of the dam. Okay, how to do equation 10.16 less than equal to 2 by 3 into B. Hence, if the maximum distance between A and the point through the which resultant force capital R meets the base, the distance small d is equal to or less than 2/3 of the is equal to less than 2/3 of the base width. There will be no tension at the base of the dam. That is the condition you have to satisfy to prevent the tension for base width of the dam. Okay, you have understanding in this point. Okay, so you have to satisfy this condition 10.16. No tension will be at the base of the dam. Okay, that is the third condition. And the fourth condition I will explain. Condition to avoid next condition. Uh, Condition to avoid the excessive compressive stresses at the base of the dam. We have taken now compressive stress. The maximum and the minimum stresses across the base of the dam are given by equation 10.10 and the 10.11. Same, we have taken maximum compressive stresses already 10.10 are taken. The condition to avoid the excessive compressive stresses in the masonry of the dam is that the P maximum, that is maximum stress in the masonry, should be less than the uh, permissible stresses in the masonry. Okay, P maximum you have to satisfy this condition, equation 10.10 and 10.1 1 you have to take in the condition to avoid the excessive compressive stresses. Excessive compressive stresses in the masonry of the dam is that the P maximum, that is the maximum stress in the masonry, should be less than the permissible stress in the masonry. Okay, less than the permissible stress. Maximum stress in the masonry should be less than. Okay, uh, that means sigma maximum less than P maximum. You have to satisfy in the condition for compressive stresses. Okay, now these four conditions for stability of dam to prevent the failures. Now another name to failure of dam. Okay, overturning and tension stresses, tension stresses, compressive stresses, overturning. Okay, sliding. The two four types of to failure the dam. We have to preventing the these four types. We have to stable the dam. Okay, with the satisfy these four conditions, the dam will be stable. Okay, next class I will explain example problems in these four conditions, and problems I will explain next. Go to retaining walls and go to chimneys. The unit will be completed. The two topics remaining, retaining walls and chimney. Okay, only 1 minute. One unit. The unit you have to required for 5 or 6 classes. I will complete it. Okay. Number of problems have to practice. Important, very important for the derivation parts, and have to practice. Number of problems have to take in. You have to prepare previous question papers, and you have to prepare derivation parts, derivations, and problems. Very very important unit wise. Okay. Next class I will explain this stability of dam example problems. Okay. Thank you. Thank you this opportunity.